Okay, so picture this. A secret group of thinkers living over 1,000 years ago who decide to write an encyclopedia of, well, pretty much everything. And their goal? To achieve spiritual purity through knowledge. Today, we're diving into the incredible mystery of the Brethren of Purity. And this is really the central question, isn't it? These guys produced one of the most ambitious works of the entire medieval world. But to this day, we don't know who a single one of them was. Their names, their identities, totally lost to history. So let's see if we can unravel this thing. To really get a handle on their massive achievement, we first have to grapple with the little we actually know about them. Who were these anonymous scholars? So we can place them right in the heart of the Islamic Golden Age. We're talking the 9th and 10th centuries, when cities like Basra and Baghdad were just buzzing with intellectual energy. It's in this amazing atmosphere that the Brethren came together. They put together this massive work. And then, as a group, they just disappeared from the historical record. And this really gets to the core of their mission. See, they weren't just collecting facts for fun. For the Brethren, all knowledge, whether it was math or metaphysics, was a path to cleansing the soul. They truly believed that by understanding the universe, you could understand your place in it and, reach a higher state of being. So what did they actually create? Well, they left behind one single monumental work, the Epistles of the Brethren of Purity. And the scale of this project, it's just immense. It was made up of 52 separate essays, or epistles, plus a big final one to tie it all together. I mean, the ambition is just staggering. They were trying to create a single, unified theory of everything known to the 10th century world. And just look at the range of stuff they covered. You've got the hard sciences like math and astronomy, right next to deeply philosophical topics like psychology and theology. This wasn't just a list of facts, it was this grand attempt to weave every single thread of human knowledge into one beautiful, coherent tapestry. This quote right here, this is the absolute key to their entire worldview. They believed that everything in the vast universe, the microcosm, was perfectly reflected inside each individual human soul, the microcosm. So for them, to know yourself was literally to know the cosmos, and the other way around. But how did they even build this all-encompassing philosophy? Well, their approach was pretty revolutionary, especially for their time. They were building a complete philosophy of the entire universe. You can really see their method here. They were what you call synthesizers. They didn't see a conflict between, say, Greek logic, Persian cosmology, Indian mysticism, and Islamic theology. No way. They saw all of them as just different roads leading to the same universal truth, and their job was to draw the map. Okay, so their whole model of the universe was heavily influenced by Greek thought, specifically something called Neoplatonism. And it kind of breaks down like this. It all starts with the one, a single, perfect source of everything. From that source, reality just flows outward in layers. Intellect, soul, the physical world. Our own human soul is like a tiny spark from that original fire. And our entire life's purpose is to journey back, purifying ourselves with knowledge to eventually reunite with the one. But, this unique mix of ideas brings up a huge question for historians. Where, exactly, did the Brethren come from? Who were their biggest influences? A major debate is all about their potential link to Ismaili Shi'ism, which is a mystical branch of Islam. And you can see the arguments are pretty compelling on both sides. Their secrecy, their focus on hidden meanings in texts, what's known as batin, and their whole goal of spiritual purification, it all feels very Ismaili. But then, on the other hand, their writings don't really mention key Shia ideas like the imamate or the lineage of spiritual leaders. So, were they a branch of Ismailism, or just universal philosophers who happen to share some ideas? The jury is definitely still out. Now, one connection that scholars feel a lot more certain about is their link to Persian thought. You can find linguistic clues in their writing that suggest some members might have been Persian, and you can clearly see bits and pieces of older Persian ideas, even some from the ancient religion of Zoroastrianism woven right into their cosmic framework. So, for a group that just vanished into history, what kind of mark did they actually leave behind? Well, their impact was huge. Their encyclopedia became one of the most influential works of its time. Their ideas spread like wildfire, from Baghdad all the way to Islamic Spain. Their work inspired generations of philosophical and mystical movements that came later. And honestly, even today, their bold attempt to bring science, reason, and faith together, it still feels incredibly relevant. Which, of course, brings us right back to the central mystery. Were they just a quiet group of scholars looking for personal enlightenment, or did they have a bigger vision to maybe reform society through knowledge? After 1,000 years, the Brethren of Purity are still an enigma, and their secrets are just as compelling as the encyclopedia they left for us.